Commander.
Coming up on this episode, we're going to install the Gates green belt, install the Kenny Bell dual booster pump, install the modified Joker's Performance Supercharger, install injector connection fuel injectors, install the GripTec pulley, install the Forza Tuned catch can, and add the AMSOIL Signature Series synthetic oil. So we got in this morning. We kind of just have been jumping around because we're waiting on the belt to come in, but we got the entire front of the car apart, so we got the bumper off, got the condenser, and all that stuff tucked forward so we could pull the radiator and the fan out. That gives us enough room to pin the crank, and then we got the new ATI dampener on. We also got the American Racing headers in and the old headers out, a little backwards, but you get the point. And I think we'll be making really good progress tomorrow night. So one more full day of work and we should be getting close.
Hey, what's up guys? So day 3, we're finishing up the headers right now. Then we'll probably put the wiring harness back, put the coil packs back on. We're waiting on the belt for the front. It's not gonna be here until this afternoon. So we might go ahead and drop the rear cradle and start doing all the billet arms and everything and work back there and then come back up here.
We're about to fire it up right now.
Really?
Yeah, just a couple bolts away right now.
Oh yeah.
These are all extra parts down here because we have, this is for the twin supercharger model that's coming up, but there's already one in there, of course. So yeah, it should be fast, dude. It really should be fast. I think we're gonna do a whole separate motor setup in the trunk, so be a one-of-a-kind deal that we're gonna do.
Propane injector.
Yeah. What? Propane?
Yeah.
Oh, mine's gonna run on coronavirus. Like just COVID-19 by VP.
This is where it helps to write yourself a diagram before you take the belt off. Save yourself valuable time. And that is on exactly right, but now we don't have to guess because we wrote it down. It's a very sophisticated, blueprinted drawing right here. Kenny Bell, he makes single and dual booster pump units for several different applications. So this right here is the dual because the Redeye, the Demon, and the Trackhawk all have twin fuel pumps in them. And the way this works is it just bypasses in line with the power to the fuel pumps, and this just boosts the voltage going to the fuel pumps based off whenever it sees boost. These are the 2 fuel pump control modules. So these plug and play harnesses make it real easy because they'll plug in directly to here, and this is the basically splicing into the power source. And using these, you don't have to cut, splice anything at all with the factory wiring harness. So this is very easily to remove. So we'll just hook this up, run our Hobbs switch up to the supercharger, and then that'll be it.
During this section, Brenton showed us how he switches over all the stock blower internals to the new blower provided by Joker's Performance. Keep an eye out on our YouTube channel for the full instructional video coming soon.
Getting ready to bolt the supercharger on. Actually, we already started. So again, these bolts, there's 5 on each side, and they do have a tightening sequence. I'm gonna show it to you right here. I just sketch it out. And you're gonna take 3 different passes. So again, same type of thing as the other stuff. You just wanna start gradual. You don't wanna crank the side down, have the supercharger torqued one way. You want a nice even distribution. If you can't find the torque specs, just easy just to kind of do a crisscross pattern and just use common sense. So we've already torqued them down, so we're just gonna do the final pass at 22 foot-pounds, and we're gonna go off the factory tightening sequence. All right, the injectors that we're using on this is from Fuel Injector Connection. John, I've been dealing with him for a long time. He makes really good products. These are the Bosch style injectors. Every single set is balanced and flow matched. I've used him for probably the last 10 plus years and have never had a single injector issue out of all these sets. So really good product. I'm just gonna open these up. And these for this build are 1000 cc injectors, which is plenty for what we're doing here. Just snapping into those grooves right there. It kind of locks in. And what you want to do, that's secure. What you want to do is you want to make sure that it is in the groove on both sides. So in a situation like this, I can't really see the other side that good. So I can just use an inspection mirror and look very easily and see that it's in. So once I've assured that it's in, that locks this injector in the fuel rail, and it, you know, assures that you're not going to, have an injector leak or anything like that. So now before we go any further, we're going to install this GripTec pulley. So this is actually a 2-piece design here, okay? So this is 2 different pieces. The hub is right here, and that's this piece that actually screws on to the shaft itself. And the hub has these bolts right here. So GripTec sent us the pulley exactly like this. So I'm not sure whether these have Loctite on them or not, so we'll check. But first we just need to mount this to the shaft. So the instructions basically say you're just going to use a 20 millimeter 12-point socket, okay? It fits that, and he wants blue Loctite, and then 34 foot-pounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to install it, and I'm going to show you an easy way to be able to torque this and hold it still and get an accurate reading. Obviously, if you try to torque this on here, you're going to be trying to fight the supercharger. You're probably not going to get a real accurate reading. So what Mike has is a long extension, which helps with the leverage, and a 15 millimeter socket. So he is just going to, and I kind of walked it off the idler pulley off the bottom because it's smooth. It doesn't have a shelf like this, so it's the easiest. And then you go over the tensioner because it doesn't have a big lip in the front, and you can let that go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is now we have to torque this, okay? And the belt we have a belt where the tensioner is going to ride roughly in the middle, travel a little bit toward the tight side so we don't have any belt slip. But this GripTec pulley, with the way it's designed, is really good at not having to deal with that. Here we go, 34. Okay, now we're gonna put the throttle body on, something real quick. We don't have an O-ring anymore like the stock because it's been milled out, CNC'd out. So we're gonna have to seal this with gasket sealer. So Permatex makes some right stuff, a gray and black. You can use either one. They both work really good. But something you have to remember is the surface has to be free from any oil or grease, okay? If not, you can put all the stuff on here you want. It has a direct leak path that will not seal at all. So whatever you're using, whether it's valve covers, oil pan, anything, that's critical that you get all the oil and grease off. So you can use like a carburetor cleaner. They have brake cleaner here, but we are in California and their brake cleaner is not all that great. So this is just rubbing alcohol. You can get this cheap, any store, works perfectly good. So we'll just use this. This probably works better than their brake cleaner, in all honesty. So I just went ahead and started the bolts, and I can just kind of eyeball it. And I don't really want to be, smearing this around. I kind of want to get it lined up. So as long as you have two of them lined up, then you're pretty good. Okay, me and Mikey are gonna put the catch can setup on it now. Just to make it easier, I've already pre-made this at the shop to fit one of these cars. That way it's just not taking up any extra time. So once we put this on the car, we'll show you how we'll put it on the car, and then we'll explain how it works. We're gonna take this cover off right here. Take the oil cap off. I'm gonna just set this aside. So right now, with the oil cap installed, the stock system gets clean crankcase air through this assembly right here. It comes in through this tube, through this valve, and then comes in, goes through the valve cover. Okay, so the clean air is going this direction, then it goes down through the valve cover, through the bottom of the crankcase. So we're gonna reroute this a little bit. So we're gonna take this oil cap off, and then right here, where this valve cover is, we're gonna just take this off, and it's just a quick disconnect. Now, there's several ways you can do this. I try not to disturb any of this factory stuff, so everything works 100% like factory. So what I've done is, number one, we need to cap this off. Okay, so this is just a rubber cap. It's gonna fit on there. So that'll seal that up, no big deal. And then on the replacement stuff, we take a stock oil cap, and what we do is we just drill a hole in it for this, and this is a clean side separator. Okay, and right here what I have is basically a billet barb that I have had machined down, and we make these in-house. So it's just a barb fitting that we can clamp onto here. This is the exact same size as on the valve cover. So what we can do is twist that around inside this. We can clip that in so it stays exactly like stock. So if at any point somebody wanted to go back, we're not ruining any of the factory stuff at all, okay? So once this is in place, we take our engine cover, put it right back in place, and put our modified oil cap. This is very easy to go on and off, it's just like stock. And we put it like that. We want to put oil in it, we just take it right back off, and then this will just slip in just like that. So now what we've done, and we'll explain this later, is we've just, instead of getting fresh air in through here and straight to the valve cover, now what we've done is it comes in through here, passes through a clean side separator that flows more, and then goes down through the valve cover. So this is the clean side of that catch can. It has a ball valve on the bottom, okay, and that's to drain it. So you're gonna drain this probably every oil change or so, and then you'll gauge by how much is in here, by how often you need to drain it. And so when you drain it, the easiest way to do this is, obviously since this is down at the bottom, is just take this one bolt out, you just pick this right up, and then hold it over like a milk jug or anything that's cut, drain it real easily, put it back in place. So once that's in like that, how this works is, where before the dirty air would come out of this valve cover directly into the supercharger, now the dirty air comes in through this center port on this can. Inside here is a baffle system. So what it does is that actually filters out all the oil molecules and blowby gases and forces them to a second chamber at the bottom of the can. Then the air is evacuated out of these two. These are one-way check valves, so they have to go only away from the can, you know, toward the engine. So this can, it actually flows much more than stock. So when the factory line right here, a wide open throttle, you don't have any engine vacuum going on. So, you know, you're kind of limited on how much you can evacuate. But right here in front of the throttle body, if the throttle blade is wide open, okay, you have a very strong Venturi effect coming through the air cleaner through here. So this second line, it can evacuate more air at wide open throttle, which is when you need it most. So this can not only filters out crankcase gases, but also the crankcase is able to breathe a much more volume. It doesn't, you know, create pressure inside the crankcase, which is not what you want.
Honestly, I'm really happy with where we're at. I think we're at a good stopping point. I feel like the car is going to be done on schedule, ahead of schedule, and no issues there. So I'm really happy with where it's at.